Right, guys, welcome to today's live commentary here between the Sharks and the Western Province. I'm just a little bit confused at the moment because there is some late development about this game maybe being postponed. But yeah, we'll see what happens, and hopefully this game will take place because the place where I do my live commentary is basically saying that the game has been postponed. So, yeah, we're going to have to wait and see what's going to happen. But until then, let's see what's going to happen. Right, just for some reason, this thing is not working properly at the moment. So we'll try and get the footage back up as soon as possible. But let's see what happens. Right. Sorry for the delay, guys. So I'm just going through some stuff here, and I've noticed that FlashScore, the site where we always keep the live scores happening, is showing that this game has been postponed. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. We will stay up on the channel up until the start where it should have been starting. So far, I've tried to look at whether there's any relevant information regarding this. I can't seem to find any reason that says that the game has been postponed. So, yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. But for now, it does seem like the game will continue. So we quickly run through the team lineups here as we normally do and see what's going to happen. So the lineup that I've got here for the Western Province today is Sergio Peterson, Ebenezer Chimanga, Cornell Smith, Jean de Jong, Angelo Davids, Tristan Lates, and Thomas Bursey. So an interesting backline picked here for the Western Province today. I'm not too fond of the backline that they've picked, and I don't think they're going to be able to match the Sharks up in this game. The Sharks obviously having to win this game with a bonus point today to have a chance of qualifying. It all depends on the game after this one between the Pumas and the Griquas. So looking at this backline, Sergio Peterson has been performing pretty well for the Western Province over the course of the season, and he's been one of the strengths at the backline. Chimanga, I don't know too much about. Cornell Smith, I was surprised that the Stormers didn't give him a call up after the old backline boost that they had during the week. News in is that Damien Willems have recovered tremendously from his injury and will be available to play. So that's the good news for the Stormers then. So Cornell Smith and Jean de Jong backing up in that backline for the Western Province today. Angelo Davids has been performing pretty well so far as well. Tristan Lates at 10 today, a very interesting pick at 10 for the Western Province today. The fullback made fly off today. And then the young Thomas Bursey has been quite phenomenal as well throughout the season. Before we go to the forwards, let's quickly run through the comments. So, sorry, the clap says the Sharks is my team. And then Werner says, let's go Sharks. Sharkbrain asked if I've got bubblers again today. No, I've been struggling to get the information that was required, Sharkbrain. And then, yeah, the game is kicking off at 4 o'clock. So Nivout Eben says, yes, Guru, gaan jy die URC stream asseblief? Yeah, so Nivout, I will be doing the commentary for that game a little bit later on. And that is going to be a really big one. Then Francois Engelbrecht says, good day, Guru. Hope you are well today. I'm very good, thank you, Francois. I'm a little bit nervous about this fixture, especially with the Western Province having absolutely nothing to lose, and then the Sharks having to win this and secure the bonus point, and then having to rely on the Griquas basically to make the playoffs. But it is what it is. So let's quickly run through the forwards of the Western Province for this game today. Keke Morabe at number 8. He's been quite impressive as well. Youngster coming through. Marcel Tienerson has been good. Shane Alderson, don't know too much about him. Ben Jason Dixon has been quite good for the Western Province as of late. Simon Miller, another youngster coming through beautifully for the Western Province. Lee Marvin Mazibuku, Jacques Van Sale, and then Ali Vermaak completing the forwards for this game. And then Shark Brain says, Guru, if the game starts at 5, it will mess up your evening. Stormers playing at 8:30. Yeah, so they, like I said, they're showing on Flash Score that the game has been postponed. I'll just put that up again so that they say that the game has been postponed and the event will be taking place tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So then it will mean that we won't be able to do the Sharks game tomorrow. But let's hope they've got it wrong and that the game will take place today. We'll give it a bit of time up until 4 o'clock to see what happens. Then on the bench for the Western Province today, we've got HP van Schoor, Kwesi Blues, Leon Lyons, Hilton Lobbits, Jared Taylor, Bobby Alexander, Jonathan Roque, and then Zwellen Darba coming in at number 23 as well. So an interesting backline bench for them in Jonathan Roque and Bobby Alexander, and then also Zwellen Darba, guys that I've known and get acquainted with was Kwesi Blues, Leon Lyons, Hilton Lobbits have been coming for a while now. So there is a little bit of experience there as well. If you look at the Sharks lineup for today's game, they are boosted by the introduction of some of the URC teams as well. We've got Anthony Volmink, Marnus Potgieter, Jeremy Ward, Murray Costa, Vanna Kok, Kervin Bosch, and Cameron Wright. So guys that played last week for the Sharks, Cameron Wright, Vanna Kok, and Kervin Bosch coming into that backline for the Sharks today, hoping to win this game and secure it with a bonus point as well. So it will be very interesting to see how this backline will fare. Forwards-wise, Sikambuza, Noche, Jandre Labuschagne, Gumedi, Hiron Andrews, Leroux Ritz, Kucha Machuna, Kieran van Vieren, Dian Plua. So the likes of Sikambuza, Noche, Hiron Andrews, Leroux Ritz, Kucha Machuna, and Kieran van Vieren being able to be selected for the Sharks side today. Obviously, they will be looking to dominate up front and set the tone for the backline a little bit later in this game. So interesting stuff coming this from the Sharks lineup today. So Antoinette Gerber says Stormers play tomorrow 3 o'clock. Yeah, that game we will be doing as well, Antoinette, definitely for sure. And Megan Basson says, hello, my man, how are you, Sharks? Is going to win. So I do believe that the Sharks will pull this one off. And I do believe that they will get the bonus point. The Western Province showed last week against the Griquas that they can be very destructive and cause a lot of problems for the opposition. So, again, I'm a little bit worried about this one. And if we lose, we're out. I mean, if we win with a bonus point, we still have to rely on the Griquas to win that game after this one. And yeah, the Sharks have got only themselves to blame. We've got no URC semi-final. We're not competing for that trophy anymore. The Currie Cup team has been slacking behind. And yeah, our fate is in the hands of another team today. Then Francois Engelbrecht says, I'm also nervous and hope we win. Where is Pepsi Buthelezi? So he hasn't been selected for this game, Francois. If we're going to have a look at the Sharks bench real quickly, we've got Dan Euster, Kwesi Mona, Bian Hart, Renil Hiku, OJ Noah, Bradley Davids, Guta Chamberlain, and Ben Tupaya on that bench. So no Pepsi Buthelezi, no Sia Kulisi, and no Lukanya The Sharks probably know that they can get the job done with the squad that they've selected for this game. So, yeah, hopefully it will be good enough for them to pull it through, but it's going to be really tough to see how things are going to play out today. mean, we can celebrate as much as we want if the Sharks beat the Western Province today and win them quite comfortably. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the game afterwards. So Barry Green says, hi, Guru. How's it going, Barry? Hope you're well. So, yeah, we're going to patiently wait and see whether this game is actually going to take place. Because, like I've showed to you guys a little bit early, that the site where I do have my score lines says that the game has been postponed and the event will be played at 5 o'clock tomorrow. So I don't know if it's a mistake from their site. Let's hope it is, because I am in the mood for some really good rugby. But hopefully we will be able to see a very good game here today, and that it actually do take place. But we will know. We'll have a little bit more clarity in a couple of minutes' time, and hopefully it's just a mistake from Flashcore's side, and this game will be taking place. So yeah, in the meantime, let me know in the comment section who you guys think is going to win this game. We've got around about 25 votes. It shouldn't be a very full flight comment section people watching today, as it is a Currie Cup clash between the Western Province and the Sharks, with really no bearing, as everybody's getting excited about the URC. So we'll see how it goes. We've got 65% for the Sharks to win and 35% for the Western Province. So the main support here is going to the Sharks at the moment. Megan Basson says Blue Bulls also tonight, they have to win. So let's talk a little bit about that. I know it's not part of the fixture that we're doing, but tonight is going to be a massive clash between the Vodacom Bulls and Leinster. They have travelled to Leinster before in the first opening round of the United Rugby Championship, and they came off quite second best against a Leinster side that was really destructive on the day. And today they're playing for the semi-final and trying to book a place in the final. So playoff rugby is one of those things where anything can happen on the day. We've seen what La Rochelle did to Leinster in the Heineken Cup final, and I know a lot of Blue Bulls supporters will be hoping for the same medicine tonight when the Bulls take on Leinster. I personally just can't see it happening, but like I say, it's knockout rugby. Anything can happen, and hopefully they will be able to pull off a massive upset a little bit later tonight. But yeah, so this game is definitely taking place as the footage is coming through now. The players a little bit earlier on arrival, so the game will definitely be taking place. A mistake from Flashcore's side, so I'm guessing that this means we will have to update the scores ourselves as well throughout this game. So we'll try and keep you guys up to date as much as possible on the score, and then obviously the commentary as well. So we'll go through the team lineups one more time. For the Western Province, we got Sergio Peterson, Ebenezer Chimanga, Cornell Smith, Jean de Jong, Angelo Davids, Tristan Lates, and Thomas Percy in the backline. Surprising selection of Tristan Lates at fly half. We'll see how that one pans out. Means that they might want to play a little bit of an expansive game. Forwards wise, Keke Murabe, Marcel Tennyson, Shane Orderson, Ben Jason Dixon, Simon Miller, Lee Marvin Mazibuku, Jacques van Sale, and Ali Vermaak. And then on the bench, we've got HP van Schoor, Kwesi Blues, Leon Lyons, Hilton Lobbits, Jared Taylor, Bobby Alexander, Jonathan Roque, and Nombo Zwellendaba for the Western Province. So a clear Currie Cup side here with the Stormers playing tomorrow in Cape Town. It will be very interesting. Barry says, how come URC Springboks can't play? Because they were knocked in the URC. So there was nothing preventing them from playing today. I think it's just part of the rotational policy that the Sharks have got going. And then Eddie King says, Sharks, gaan wen, kom Sharks. And yeah, everybody expecting the Sharks to win this game. And why not? Because they picked a reasonably good side. Anthony Foreman, Manus Potgieter, Jeremy Ward, Murray Costa, Vanna Koch, Kevin Bosch, and Cameron Wright. We saw Cameron Wright come on last weekend against the Bulls and giving a little bit of fire to that back line. And hopefully he can do the same today. Kevin Bosch getting the knot at 10. Didn't play too bad last week. He was actually very good last week at times. Did make mistakes here and there, but Buta Chamberlain must be a very frustrated guy at the moment, not getting selected as often as he probably want to be selected. So Banner Cock also coming in. He's been playing like fire for the Sharks in the URC. So hopefully he'll bring that fire to this Currie Cup side today, and we can secure that 5 points that's so vital. What we can quickly do is we can go and have a look at the lock. I just hope that the lock is up to date as well, because like I said, they said the game is postponed. So let's quickly go and have a look at that standings. So this is how it stands at the moment. The Sharks and the Western Province. The Sharks, if they can win today, they will be moving up to 29. I don't think this Currie Cup lock is even up to date. So we're going to leave it at that then. But it's coming down to the wire. If the Sharks can win here with a bonus point, they're going to be one step closer to reaching that semi-final. But if the Pumas beat the Griquas and the Griquas get a bonus point, it's done and dusted for this Shark side anyway. Looking at the forwards, Sikambuza Nache, Jandre Labaskachny, Mpilo Ngumedi, Hiron Andrews, Leroux Roots, Kucha Machuna, Kieran Van Vuren, and Dion Blua. Everything up for grabs. So 26 points the Sharks have got, 27 the Pumas, and they are in front with about 20 points difference as well. And then the Griquas on 31 with a plus 37. So even if the Sharks do get a massive victory here today and end up on 31, and the Griquas lose to the Pumas and they get a bonus point, and the Pumas get one as well, then it's all over for the Sharks side here today. Barry Green says that Sharks win, they will make it to the semi-finals. And then Eddie Kin says, I am a big Shark. So, a lot expected from the Sharks side. Like I said, myself being a big Shark supporter, has been a really disappointing season. And a lot has been said about the coaching and the players and everybody involved. But the Sharks have showed their confidence in Sean Everett. They backed him after a disappointing season without any silverware. And now Etienne Finn, the Currie Cup coach, will have to deliver for one last time for the Shark side to at least stand a chance of making it to the semi-finals. I don't know in how many years it's been that the Sharks haven't reached the semi-final, but the possibilities of that happening is alive, and the Pumas will be hunting for another big semi-final for them. So it will probably be the first time in years that the Sharks haven't competed in a semi-final for the Currie Cup. Interesting times ahead as we're getting down to the business end of this competition, and a lot up for grabs. If we look at the Sharks bench one last time, Dan Uester, Kwesi Mona, Vian Harps, Renil Hiku, OJ Noah, Bradley Davids, Puta Chamberlain, and Ben Tupaya. I know the Sharks have bought a lot of good players over the course of the season, with Rowan Janssen van Rensburg and Eben Etzebeth coming to the Sharks from next season. But it just felt to me like they bought players that was at the end of their prime, and some of them that doesn't really add value to the system. I mean, Rassie Erasmus mentioned it earlier this year, for unions to stop buying average players. And I'm not going to say who I think is average, but you can go through the Sharks lineup again from 15 down to 23, and you can decide for yourself who you think is the average players that Rassie might be referring to. And then also from the Western Province side, there is also a couple of players. If they're not good enough, don't sign them, don't give them false hope, was the call from Rassie earlier this year. And exactly, that is how things have been going. Barry says, I don't think Pumas will win. So if it was played in Kimberley, I would have agreed with you, Barry. But the Griquas will have to travel to Mbombela Stadium in Mpumalanga, the home of the Pumas. So anything can happen on the day. And I just get this feeling that the the Pumas will play for Jimmy Stonehouse today. He's a phenomenal coach, and I really wish that he could be wrapped up by one of the URC teams, whether it's the Lions, the Sharks, or whoever. I mean, it would be ridiculous of us to expect John Dobson or Jake White to leave anytime soon for their respective unions as they've now reached the semi-finals. So, yeah, we're about to get underway in some Currie Cup action. We've got 33 votes on the channel so far. Who will win this game? So 62% of the votes have gone to the Sharks so far, with Western Province having 38%. But it's going to be very interesting as far as this game is expected as well. Megan Besson says, big game tomorrow, Stormers in Cape Town. I will be at the game. So come on, Blue Bulls, so we can see a home final. Yeah, that would have been great to have been there in Cape Town. If I knew, if I had confidence that the Stormers would have a home semi-final, I would have probably made the trip down myself, go and visit my brother and have a good rugby game to watch. But yeah, it is what it is, and hopefully the Stormers can pull it through, and the Bulls as well, and we could have a Stormers final in Cape Town. I might just make the trip down to Cape Town. Who knows if there's still tickets going to be available for it. So the referee for today's game is AJ Jacobs. A lot has been said about AJ Jacobs as of late, from what had been a really good referee in the past. Have just lost a little bit of his mojo in the last couple of games, really. So let's hope he blows a decent game today as well. Barry says, I don't think Griquas will get bonus point. Pumas strong, so we should be safe. And then Musabar says, Mr. Guru, great news for my Stormers. Willem says, back, baby. So, yeah, that was a miraculous recovery for Damien Willems. Not that Ngome Zulu were bad last week, but you could see he was a little bit over-eager at times. So just that cool head of Damien Willems back for the Stormers will be remarkable. So looking forward to see him back in that number 12 jersey as well. So, yeah, there you guys have it. It's the Sharks up against the Western Province from Stellenbosch. And we'll see where it gets to. Will the Western Province spoil the Sharks completely today, or will the Sharks at least give a fight to reach the playoffs of the Currie Cup? Musabar says, come give the best YouTube commentator Musa like. He's the real deal. Best in the business. Finish. Thanks, Musabar, for that comment. Really appreciate it. Just trying to keep going. So we are about to get this game underway, guys. The team should be coming onto the field anytime now. And we've gone through the team lineups quite a bit already, but let's do it one more time for the Western Province fans. So we've got Sergio Peterson, Ebenezer Shumanga, Cornel Smith, Jean de Jong, Angelo Davids, Tristan Lates, and Thomas Bursey in the back line, with Keke Morabe, Marcel Tennyson, Shane Orderson, Ben Jason Dixon, Simon Miller, Lee Marvin Mazibuku, Jacques van Sale and Ali Vermaak in the back, in the forwards. Then on the bench for the Western Province, HP van Skoor, Kwesi Blues, Leon Lyons, Hilton Loberts, Jared Taylor, Bobby Alexander, Jonathan Rook, and then Ngombo Swellendaba for this to complete this bench of the Western Province. Then for the Sharks, Anthony Volmink, Manus Potgieter, Jeremy Ward, Murray Costa, Vanna Koch, Kevin Bosch, and Cameron Wright. Forwards, we've got Sikambuza Nache, Jandre Labuskaghni, Pilo Kumedi, Hiron Andrews, Leroux Roots, Kucha Machuna, Karen Van Vieren, and Dion Bloer. And then on the bench, Dan Jooste, Kwesi Mona, Dion Harps, Renil Hichu, OJ Noah, Bradley Davids, Guta Chamberlain, and Ben Tubaya. Right, so the comments, Barry says, what will happen if the Sharks win, but no bonus point? Will there still be a chance? So, yes, there will be a chance, Barry. So, if the Sharks win, they will end up on 30 points without bonus point, which leaves the Pumas on 27 currently. So, if the Pumas lose, then the Sharks will definitely go through. And if the Sharks win with a bonus point, the Pumas will have win that game in order to qualify as well. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Right, the first game of 3 on the channel today. We've got the Sharks and the Western Province battling it out now, as the Sharks team now making their way onto the field. And then just after this one, we've got the Pumas and the Griquas deciding the final 4 of the Currie Cup for this season. But that could all end after this game. If the Sharks lose, then the Pumas will be guaranteed a spot in the semi-finals after this game. So everything comes down to this for the Sharks. If they win, they are in a position to qualify, and the Pumas will have to win it. And then, obviously, if that is the case, the game after this will decide the final 4 of the competition, the Pumas and the Griquas. And then after that, we've got the big one between the Bulls and Leinster. Can the Bulls upset the Leinster side a little bit later tonight and set up the opportunity for a home final in South Africa for the first ever United Rugby Championship title? The Sharks now onto the field. Kevin Bosch obviously at 10 today. And here comes the Western Province, led out by Jean de Jong here today. And they do look fired up as this Western Province side, I must admit. So let's see if they're going to be able to battle the Sharks here at Stellenbosch. Obviously, not playing at the Cape Town Stadium is the Western Province. Right, so both teams are onto the field now. And I'll get us the scoreboard going for now. So the Western Province will have 0 and the Sharks 0 as we get this game underway. Flash Call made the mistake of thinking that this game was postponed. Well, I think, no, they've got it back on. So there we go. So I won't need to put on my own score. We will share the screen, and they have corrected their mistakes. So we're ready and ready to rumble here between the two sides. Right, so it is going to be the Western Province to kick off from right to left. So hope you guys enjoy this, and good luck to all the Shark supporters out there. Hopefully they will be able to pull this one off. Right, here comes Tristan Lates with the kickoff here to this final Currie Cup game for the Sharks and the Western Province in the round robin. As Cameron Wright gets that ball and kicks it downfield all the way up to the halfway line. So a really good start here for the Sharks as they are able to clear their lines early on in this one. Right, so 30 seconds gone in this game. It's going to be a throw into the Western Province early on, as it's going to be Jacques van Zyl to throw this one in for the Western Province right on the halfway line. Who will come out victorious in this game today? In line out taken well by the Western Province. Now Percy out the back to Tristan Lates. Jean de Jong tries to straighten the line, gets caught between the halfway and the 10-meter line inside Western Province half. Now Marcel Tennyson takes it up to nearly the halfway line. Now Percy with a little chip kick over the top, straight into the hands of Anthony Foreman, who's going to send us back with interest, trying to look for the 50-22. Not going to get it back into the hands of Sergio Peterson, and he's going to find touch. Run about 5 meters inside the Western Province half. Line out to the Sharks. So a lot of kicking in this opening minute of the game, as both teams are looking just to get that territorial advantage at the moment here. And Sergio Peterson, with all the experience, 53 appearances for the Western Province. It's going to be Kieran van Vuren to throw this in for the Sharks in this first lineup for the Sharks team here today. Right, here they come, and it's taken by Hiron Andrews. The Sharks set up a driving ball. No, off the back they go. It's Sikambuza Notch. Gets it out to Murray Costa, straightening that line. And now it comes back, Kieran van Vuren up over the 10-meter line of the Western Province. Quick ball required here for the Sharks as Cameron Wright gets it back. Now Bosch out to Murray Costa again. Brought down right on the 10-meter line. Cameron Wright back, Kevin Bosch. Back to Sikambuza Notch, out to Hiron Andrews on a 22-meter line. He's been brought down. Here comes the Sharks again now through the forwards. Kumeri takes it up to just short of the 22. Kevin Bosch back out the back door, slips past everybody. Murray Costa have to regroup and take that ball on the 10-meter line. for the Sharks. Now Cameron Wright gets it back. Bosch again. Out it comes to Jeremy Ward into the space. He goes just short of the 22. Brought down now. 5 meters outside of the 22. Cameron Wright again. Hiron Andrews. Back it comes to Leroux Roots. He's driven back in the tackle. Still about 5 meters up from the 22. In the middle of the field, Kevin Bosch. Back it comes now to Bloor. Bloor now gets it out to Kevin Bosch, out to the back line, but the referee says there's a forward pass, so it will be scrum down to the Western Province, 5 meters outside of their own 22. We've had 3 minutes of play, and it's all square here at the moment between the two sides. So still no update on that scoreline from Flash Score, as we'll try and get this going again for us. We do know that they tend to take a little bit of time to actually get the scoreboard going. So just a little patience required there, as we're waiting for them to update the score and the time as well for us. So the Sharks back around about 60 kilograms heavier than the Western Province today. Only 10 kilos the difference between the front rows, but it gets a little bit worse when it comes to the back line. Still 0-0 here after 4 minutes of play in this game. And the Sharks attacking early on throughout this game, but just not able to get through. Right, so 4 minutes gone. It's the Sharks in the Western Province. It's possession to this Western Province, just 5 meters outside of their own 22 is the Western Province at the moment. Percy, the scrum half, will feed this in for the Western Province. First scrum solid from both sides, really, as Percy gets it out to Jean de Jong. He's going to bash it up through the middle. Tackled by Kevin Bosch. Dangerous tackle from Kevin Bosch, and the referee gives a penalty straight away to the Western Province. 5 minutes gone in this one, and a dangerous tackle from Kevin Bosch on Jean de Jong, as the Western Province can now clear this ball. Tristan Lates will kick this as far down as possible for them, and he's going to find touch roundabout between the 10 and the 22 of the Sharks. An opportunity here for the Western Province. Pat TV says, afternoon, Guru, trust you are well. Thanks, Patty. I am good, thank you. An important Currie Cup clash, this one, with the Sharks having to win this to stand a chance of qualifying for the semi-finals. It's taken in by the Western Province. Simon Miller. Now Tristan Lates with a little chip kick over the top, but it's well collected here by the Sharks. And on the attack they come now up to the 10-meter line as the Sharks making a bit of headway now. Cameron Wright is waiting for this one. Gets it out now to Kieran van Vieren. He sets it up on the 10-meter line inside Sharks territory. Slow ball coming back for the Sharks now. Comes back Kevin Bosch now. It's Jeremy Ward. Murray Costa out to Leroux Roots. He scored on the 10-meter line. Hiron Andrews back to Jeremy Ward. Now Jandre Labuskaghni taking it up between the 10 and the halfway line for the Sharks. Again, Bloor now. Kevin Bosch flat pass out to Kieran van Vieren. Gets the offload to Kumedi, but he's driven back in the tackle. Now to roundabout on the 10-meter line of the Sharks. Kevin Bosch with a long cut-out pass, but it's intercepted here by Angelo Davids. He's brought down just up over the 10-meter line of the Sharks. The Sharks have managed to secure that ball again from the ground. Now it's Manus Port hit it out to Leroux Roots. There's a bit of space opening up for the Sharks on the 10-meter line, but Leroux Roots takes it up just to up over the 10-meter line. Slow ball coming back for the Sharks again. As Cameron Wright's calling his forwards, just Dustin Bloor making his way up over the 10-meter line now for the Sharks. Inside the Sharks territory. Slow ball coming back for him. Cameron Wright just controlling that ball at the back of this ruck. Will he be able to clear this for him? It goes to the box kick over the top. The chase coming from Mana. Sport hitter taken beautifully by Tristan Lates between the 22 and the 10-meter line inside Western Province half. And the referee has penalized the Western Province for obstruction. So early penalty here for the Sharks between the 10 and the 22-meter line of the Western Province. 7.5 minutes gone in this one. And the Sharks are going to kick this to the corner now, as Kevin Bosch will line it up to the corner. Sends it out to round about 5 meters inside the 22 of the Western Province. Not the greatest of kicks from Kevin Bosch on that occasion. So a little bit of a disappointing kick from Bosch on that occasion. Right, so Kieran van Vuren now to throw this one in 5 meters inside the Western Province 22. Opportunity for the Sharks. Taken by Leroux Ritz off the back now. Cameron Wright. Poor pass out to Murray Costa, collected by Jeremy Ward. Just up over the 22-meter line now for the Sharks. Cameron Wright, quick ball, gets it up. Kieran van Vuren sets it up about 5 meters inside the 22 of the Western Province. And still going now about 10 meters out. Is the Shark. Cameron Wright out to Vanna Koch. Vanna Koch fends off one. And still going is Vanna Koch now, around about 8 meters out from the try line. But he gets bundled into touch. And it will be a Western Province line out, about 10 meters out from their own try line. 9 minutes gone in this first half. And the Sharks are keeping the pressure up. The defense of the Western Province holding out beautifully at the moment. Yeah, just into touch they went. As he tried to release that ball is Vanna Cox. So throw in here for the Western Province. Jacques van Zyl with the throw in. He's going to go to the front to Simon Miller, who takes it beautifully now. Percy, out it comes to Morabe, who takes it up about 10 meters out from his own try line. Percy again now. It's Ali for Mark, sets it up 10 meters out from the Western Province try line. Percy waiting for it. Needs to get the clearance kick away for the Western Province now. Goes for the kick, hits straight into his own player. It's Ben Jason Dixon who got hit. And it will be deemed accidental offside. So it will be a scrum down to the Sharks, 10 meters out from the Western Province try line. So after 10 minutes of play here, the Sharks in a very good attacking position here, 10 meters out from the Western Province try line. So the second scrum of this game, the first one going pretty well. So expecting a tight battle between the two packs of forwards today, with the Sharks nearly 60 kilograms heavier than the Western Province pack today. Right, Cameron Wright will feed this one in for the Sharks now, about 5 meters from the left-hand touch line. So a full right-hand side of the field to work with now. 10.5 minutes gone in this game. Right to feed this one in for the Sharks. Scrum has been set. Ball is in now. Solid scrum again from both sides. The Sharks will have to try and get that one out. Control to the back by Sikambuza Noche. Now it comes out. It's Murray Costa who's going to set it up about 7 meters out from the try line. Cameron Wright gets quick ball. Poor pass out though. It's Vanna Koch who recollects it for the Sharks. Penalty advantage coming. Offside by the Western Province. Now Kutcha Machuna takes it up to about 4 meters out from the try line. Right on the left-hand side of the field. Slow ball coming back. Pick up and go from the Sharks. Leroux Ritz with his hands on the ball. Tries to work his way over with his big body. Now Cameron Wright again out to Sikambuza Noche. Noche sets it up to about, again, 4 meters out from the try line here. Pick up and go from Bluer. Bluer can't make headway through though. Still 4 meters out from the try line. Another pick up and go from Hiron Andrews. He's short as well. Now it's again Bluer. 3 meters out of the Sharks now. Still penalty advantage here against the Western Province. Now Cameron Wright. Jeremy Ward. He gets the ball on the back foot. Driven back to around 10 meters out. Cameron Wright out to Kevin Bosch. Now back it comes to Mo Costa. Sets it up straight in the middle. But the referee is going to call them back again for the penalty about 5 meters out from the try line, 10 meters from the left-hand touch line of the field. Quickly taken by the Sharks and pass to Vanna Koch. The Western Province not falling for it and bundles him into touch. So another opportunity goes to waste for the Sharks as the Western Province throws this one in quickly out to Tristan Leitzer, kicks it straight down the middle of the field. It's going to be collected by Anthony Folman here between the 10 and the 22 of the Sharks now. He's going to kick it downfield. and straight down the middle of the field. That ball is going to roll, and not over the dead ball line. So the Western Province will have to play this from their own try line now. Sergio Peterson is going to have a run. Yeah, puts a little chip kick over the top, and he's going to collect his own ball on the 10-meter line, switches it back inside to Chimanga. Chimanga up to the 10-meter line and still going. Chimanga up to the 22. Now back inside to Sergio Peterson, gets the pass out to Percy. Oh, Percy absolutely hammered in a tackle, 10 meters out from the try line, and he knocks the ball on. Scrum down to the Sharks, but what a counter-attack from the Western Province there. 13 minutes gone in this one, and Percy has stayed down after that big hit on him. And we'll see if he'll be able to get up again. So he is receiving some attention now, is the young scrum half of the Western Province. Great work by Sergio Peterson. Got pass back inside to Chimanga. Chimanga stepped pass back inside past Jeremy Ward, but the cover defense was brilliant on Percy. And it's Jeremy Ward. No, it's actually Cameron Wright who made the monstrous tackle on Percy there. Very legal, and some great defensive work from Cameron Wright on that occasion. So still the scoreboard 0-0 at the moment, with the Sharks going to have a scrum feed about 10 meters out from their own try line. But what a counter-attack from the Western Province from inside their own goal area by Tristan Lates, who got the ball out to Sergio Peterson, put in a little chip kick over the top, recollected it, and from there the Western Province looked very dangerous. Just shows you how good this Western Province side can be on the counter-attack. And that's one of the areas where the Sharks will have to try and neutralize them today. 13 and a half minutes gone in this one. And the Sharks now have a defensive scrum 10 meters out from their own try line. Possession going the way of the Sharks, 62% to 38%. And then also handling errors, one apiece so far in this game. 0-0 is the scoreline. Territory goes the way of the Sharks, 67% to 33%. 26 tackles made by the Western Province, only 6 by the Sharks so far. 14 minutes gone. Scrum fed in here by Cameron Wright now, and controlled at the back by Sikambuza Noche. He's going to get this ball out to Cameron Wright, who's going to put it to the boot and straight down the middle of the field into the hands of Sergio Peterson. He's going to counter-attack on the 10-meter line of the Western Province. Runs past Jandre Labuskachny, tries to run into space, but the pass out, not good enough. But luckily collected by the Western Province, just short of the halfway line. It's taken up by Marcel Tienersen, and a penalty to the Western Province, not rolling away by Werner Kok on that occasion. So the Sharks been there for not rolling away. It's Kumedi who gets penalized there, in fact. So Western Province with a penalty on the halfway line. Tristan Lates to kick this downfield. Right, so he's going to find touch round about 15 meters out from the Sharks try line. And the Western Province now have a really good opportunity to get the first points of this game. Right, 3 penalties conceded by the Sharks, 1 by the Western Province so far. Jacques van Zyl now to throw this one in for the Western Province. Right, thrown from Jacques van Zyl. Let's see where it's going to go. Simon Miller at the front and Ben Jason Dixon at the back. Comes to the front, in fact, and it's going to be taken in there beautifully by Orderson, who takes it up for the Western Province. Small has been set by the Western Province now, 10 meters out from the Sharks try line. Taken off the back from Jacques van Zyl. Out it comes to Angelo David. Steps past one defender, but brought down 10 meters out from the try line. Again, they come now through Marcel Tienersen, sets it up nicely for him. Simon Miller sets it up nicely for the Western Province as well. Good defense from the Sharks. Working their way through Orderson, gets the pass out, but Tristan Lates just couldn't keep that ball in hand as he knocks it on. And he would have been in for the first try of this game had he not knocked that ball on. So scrum to the Sharks, run about in the middle of the field, about 10 meters out from the Sharks try line. Orderson did well, got the offload, Tristan Late's unable to collect that ball. Otherwise, try time to the Western Province under the post. So just that little mistakes, keeping both teams out at the moment. Cameron Kleinhardt says, afternoon, Guru, and in who's favourites at this point to win this? So the Sharks dominated the opening 10 minutes of the game, with the Western Province now coming back in this last 6 minutes of the game and looking very dangerous. So at this stage, I would still say the Sharks are the favourites to win this, but this Western Province are here to play, and the Sharks are just not that the cohesion at the moment from the Sharks side is not there. They running around like headless chickens at the moment, just unable to get things going for them at the moment. Right, so Cameron Wright with the feet here for the Sharks, 10 meters out from their own try line, run about in the middle of the field here. Right to feed it for the Sharks. Another solid scrum from the both sides at the back. Sikambuza Noche controlling again, gets it out to Cameron Wright, who puts it on the boot and going to find touch roundabout on the 10-meter line inside Sharks territory. So Western Province now again with an attacking opportunity inside the half of the Sharks on the 10-meter line. Opportunity for the Western Province. So far, 6 kicks from hands from the Sharks and 5 from the Western Province. So plenty of kicking in this opening quarter of the game. 17 and a half minutes gone in this one. And still no score on the board. Line out to the Western Province on the 10-meter line inside Sharks territory. Jock van Sale to throw this in, finds Simon Miller. Now Percy. Out it comes to Tristan Lates, out to Cornell Smith, who gets caught in the middle by Jeremy Ward, driven back over the halfway line. Now it's Chavmanga who takes it up over the halfway line, brought down straight in the middle of the field here. As Percy gets it out now to Tristan Lates, who's going to kick it downfield. Not the greatest of kick from Tristan Lates, as that one is going to roll just short of the dead ball line. So Anthony Foreman now having to run this under pressure from Sergio Peterson, about 10 meters out from their own try line as the Sharks again. They managed to secure this ball now as we are waiting for Leroux Roots, who's at scrum off here for the Sharks. Gets it out to Bluer, about 10 meters out from the try line. Cameron Wright in possession, gets it out to Kervin Bosch. Oh, Kervin Bosch's kick has been charged down by Percy, but it goes over the dead ball line, and we will have a goal line dropout, I think it is. 19 minutes played in this first half. Remember, if the Sharks lose this game, they are out of the Currie Cup. If they win it, it's going to depend on who wins between the Pumas and the Griquas after this. If the Pumas win, the Sharks will be out, regardless whether they win or lose in this one. Obviously, there's some other factors involved as well. I think the Sharks can win with a bonus point. Will bring them up to 31 ahead of the Griquas as well. So if the Pumas win and the Griquas don't get a bonus point, then the point differential will be big. The Sharks can qualify ahead of the Griquas as well. But if the Griquas win the Pumas and the Sharks win here, they will go through. If the Sharks lose, Griquas and the Pumas will join the Cheetahs and the Bulls in the semi-final. Right, scrum feed now, and it is going to be a Sharks. No, it's actually a Western Province feed to the scrum, 5 meters out from the try line. Percy puts it in. Now controlled at the back. Oh, it's been tight hit from the Sharks, and it's Sikambuza Noche off the back, gets it to around 10 meters out from the try line again, right on the right-hand touch line. Now Leroux Roots sets it up about 15 meters out. Cameron Wright waiting for that ball. The Stormers have turned us over, but illegally so. And it's a penalty to the Sharks about 15 meters out from their own try line. 20 minutes played in this first half and still no score in this game. Western Province feed to the scrum. Sharks get the tight head and wins that ball 5 meters from their own try line. Massive scrum from the Sharks. Great hook from Kieran van Vieren. So the Sharks find touch 5 meters inside their own half. It will be Kieran van Vuuren to throw this one in for the Sharks in this line out 5 meters inside their own half at the moment. Hanno will ask, is there no live stream link? Unfortunately not, Hanno. So we only do commentary on this channel. You will have to have a subscription somewhere to watch this game. Taken by the Sharks, Jean-Ray Labuskaghni off the back now between the 10 and the halfway line inside their own half. Kieran van Vuuren controlling that ball at the back of the small here for the Sharks. Still going forward as the Sharks now working it with a driving maul up over the halfway line now. Van Vuuren waiting now. Cameron Wright's got it. Goes to the box kick over the top. The chase coming from from Monas Potgieter. And that ball is going to bounce. Nobody wants it. Keke Murabe picks it up for the Western Province. And off he goes up to the 10-meter line inside Western Province half. Percy now waiting for it. Picked up by Tienerson though. Just up over the 10-meter line. Simon Miller pick up and drive as well. Now Percy gets it out to Sergio Peterson. Looking for the 50-22. Not nearly going to get it. Straight into the hands of the Sharks now. Kevin Bosch with the kick downfield. Looking for the 50-22. That ball is going to roll over the try line, but not over the dead ball line. And Tristan Lates will have to run it from his own try line. Now he takes it up to the 22-meter line, puts it on the boot, and he's going to find touch round about here on the half, well, between the halfway and the 10-meter line inside Western Province half. So 22 minutes gone in this one, and still no score between the two sides at the moment. It's all or nothing for the Sharks here, as the Western Province already not qualifying for the semi-finals of the Currie Cup. Sharks will have to win in order to qualify for the playoffs. A losing bonus point will also put them in line to make the semi-finals, coming to think of it now. Right, on halfway, gets the ball out to Jean-Ray Labuskaghni. Sets it up 5 meters inside Western Province off Cameron Wright. Kevin Bosch now out to Gumedi. Loses the ball, and now here comes the counter-attack. Orderson gets the ball for the Western Province. He's up to the 10-meter line of the Sharks now. Quick ball, Keke Murabe. Pick up and go from him. Making his way up to just between the 22 and the 10-meter line inside Sharks territory. Penalty advantage coming to the Western Province now. Peterson, Tristan Lates, Cornell Smith straightens the line. He scored between the 10 and the 22 of the Sharks now. Percy gets it out. Ali for Mark. Around to Ben Jason Dixon. Sets it up between the two. And here comes the penalty for the Western Province. It's about 5 meters from, well, 10 meters from the right and touch line between the 10 and the 22-meter line. And the Western Province, are they going to have a shot at goal here? So, Carl Jordan, or anyone have a link for me to watch the game, please? So, unfortunately, there is no links to the live footage, guys. Karel Okatsa says, I was skeptical of listening to this, but the commentary is pretty good. Well done. Thanks, Karel. Appreciate the comment, man. So 24 minutes gone in this one, and the Western Province are going to have a shot at goal here between the 10 and the 22 of the Sharks. So an opportunity to get the first points of the game. 24 minutes into this first half. It is going to be Cornell Smith who's going to attempt this kick here for the Western Province, the inside center of the Western Province. Will the Western Province get the first points off the game? And that's a pretty decent kick from him. So 3-0. It is the Western Province leading this game after roughly 24.5 minutes in this game. 3 points separating the two teams at the moment. So Puta Chamberlain now onto the field. Just want to find out who's left the field. Is it Kevin Bosch who's left the field? So Puta Chamberlain onto the field here for the Sharks. So 3-0 it is here between the Western Province and the Sharks at the moment. Puta Chamberlain to get this restart going here for them. A deep kick in by the Sharks, finding Marcel Tennyson right on the 22-meter line, sets it up about 5 meters outside of the 22. Now Percy in possession, gets it out to Simon Miller. Simon Miller sets it up between the 22 and the 10-meter line of the Western Province. Percy, slow ball coming back for him. Gets it out to Tristan Lates, puts it on the boot. Straight down the middle of the field into the hands of Sikambuza Noche now. Noche on the attack here up to the halfway line. Needs support now right in the middle of the field. Cameron Wright out to Buta Chamberlain. Jean-André Labuskaghni sets it up right on halfway. Slow ball coming again for the Sharks, and it says a little knock on from Cameron Wright. So it will be a scrum down to the Western Province right on halfway. So Buta Chamberlain definitely on the field for Curvin Bosch. And Jean de Jong might be in trouble here for a dangerous tackle on Jean-André Labuskaghni, as they are going to go upstairs maybe to have a look at this one. 26 minutes gone in this one. So AJ Jacobs have decided to go up to the TMO to have another look at that tackle from Jean de Jong. So it looks like Jean de Jong shoulder hit the throat of Jean-André Labuskaghni. But to be fair to Jean de Jong, Jean-André Labuskaghni did bend down in the tackle. So you could always argue and say that it was a it was a legal tackle from Jean de Jong up until the point where Jean-André Labuskaghni decided to bend down into the tackle. So it does hit the throat of Jean-André Labuskaghni, the shoulder of Jean de Jong. So he might be in trouble. Yeah, there it is. Straight to the face of Jean-André Labuskaghni. So according to the new rules, I think it should be a penalty and a possible yellow card coming up for Jean de Jong as well. Antoinette Gerber says, Shark supporters, but of my team a little too. Shark Brain says this game is so boring, and it's been nothing, well, not close to anything that we saw last week between the Western Province and the Griquas. So yeah, I can agree from you there. So Basil Azor says, I'm listening to you from Germany. Great job, but really appreciate it. No problem, Basil. Glad that you're enjoying it. So it's only going to be a penalty to the Sharks then. So I think justice has prevailed there. A penalty against Jean de Jong. So the Sharks will now kick this downfield roughly on the halfway line. Buta Chamberlain will put this to the corner for the Sharks. 26 and a half minutes gone in this first half. That's going to find touch 5 meters inside the 22 of the Western Province, and an opportunity here for the Sharks to set up a good attacking opportunity here for them. 5 meters inside the 22 of the Western Province on the right-hand side of the field. Shark Bread says, Barry, don't start something now today. Right, so Antoinette Gerber also says, Cardinal Guru's the best. Thanks. So it's going to be a free kick from that lineup for the Western Province, and they've decided to kick that straight down the middle of the field. Now collected by Marnes Potgieter. He slips about between the 22 and the 10-meter line. Now is isolated as well, but they do get it back. There's the Sharks now through Hiron Andrews up over the 10-meter line inside Sharks territory. Nothing is working out for the Sharks today. Each time that they get close to the try line, they give away some sort of free kick or a penalty. So there's a scuffle here between Orderson and Leroux Roots, and as well Kumedi, and the ref will have to stop this as there's a scuffle between the two players there. This is not very good for rugby at the moment. So it's Marcel Tennyson and Leroux Roots. Leroux Roots offended by something Tennyson had to say there. So we'll just see if there's going to be any action from this. Gardel Ocker says, anyone hearing a bit of you Bladen in Guru's voice? I'll take it as a massive compliment, Gardel. You Bladen was my inspiration from a youngster. So I've always enjoyed listening to you Bladen over the years. So there might be a little bit of an influence maybe coming from him. But I'll take it as a massive compliment. Thank you. Shark Brain says this should be the Sharks A team because they are out of the URC. So yeah, they should have actually played their full strength side, but then again, they backed the youngsters to do the work for them today, and let's hope that that doesn't backfire today for them. 27 and a half minutes gone in this game, and it's only 3 points to 0 to the Western Province. The Sharks have a scrum down right on the 10-meter line. Shark Brain asking Guru at Supersport, reach out for a commentary job yet? No, unfortunately, they haven't contacted me yet, Shark Brain, but I wouldn't be able to take the offer at this stage anyway, as I am fully employed. But I mean, definitely in the future, if they ever contact me, I will definitely take it with both hands. So up over the 10-meter line is the Sharks now inside their own half. And Cameron Wright now waiting for it at the back of this ruck. Goes high up into the air. The chase now coming from Mana Sport Hita. It is taken by Chamanga. And he's got 5 meters out from the 22. Not held in the tackle. And he stands up again. Chases after up to between the 22 and the 10-meter line. Now Percy gets it out to Jock van Zyl. Quickly up over that ball was Hiron Andrews. But it comes back to the Western Province. Now it's Sergio Peterson out to Angelo Davids. Angelo Davids switches back inside to Jean de Jong up over the halfway line. Now this Western Province are brought down. Percy waiting for it. Gets it back to Orderson. Now Orderson to Tristan Late. He puts in a little kick downfield, but straight into the hands of Peter Chamberlain, who sends it back with interest, but taken beautifully by Tristan Late on a 22-meter line. Now he kicks it straight down again. And into the hands here of Anthony Foreman just outside of 22. Again, he kicks it downfield, and that's going to go directly into touch. So it will be a line out all the way back on the Sharks' 22-meter line for the Western Province. Bad mistake there from the Sharks. And like I said, everything is just going wrong at the moment. Karel Okkerse says, Guru, when a team scores, you have to shout, unbelievable. Yeah, no, we'll wait for that one, Karel. Right, Jock van Zyl with the throw in here it's actually between the 10 and the 22-meter line, taken by Tienison. Now off the back, Keke Morabe out to Chimanga, up over the 10-meter line, right in the middle of the field. Now pick up and go from Ben Jason Dixon. Another pick and go from Marcel Tienison, just outside the 22 of the Sharks in the middle of the field. Now Percy out to Simon Miller. Sets it up beautifully on the 22. Pick up and go from Ben Jason Dixon again. Driven back in the tackle just outside the 22 now. Percy out to Marcel Tienison. Marcel Tienison into a bit of space up over the 22. 15 meters out now. Jock van Zyl sets it up. Jock van Zyl stopped 15 meters out from the try line. Now Percy. Tristan Late with a little chip kick. And it's going to work out perfectly for the Western Province. And Sergio Peterson is going to get the first try of the game. It's 8-0 to the Western Province. And the Sharks are in some serious trouble going into the last 9 minutes of this first half. So 8-0 here with 9 minutes to go. 8-0 with 8 minutes to go. Incredible stuff by the Western Province here. They've been dominated throughout this first half by the Sharks. The Sharks unable to finish off the opportunities. But the Western Province, on the other hand, with the little opportunities that they've got, they have been able to get the points on the board. Shark Brain says, that's why I don't bet on Currie Cup. The bookies always get it wrong. So the Sharks were favourites to win this game, Shark Brain, to be quite honest. But the Western Province definitely in a very good position now, going into the last 8 minutes of this first half. The Sharks will really have to start finishing off their opportunities better. 8 minutes to go in this first half, and that conversion goes to the left of the post. So the scoreboard will remain 8-0 with 8 minutes to go in this first half. A beautiful little grabber kick by Tristan Late into space at the back. Gave the space to Sergio Peterson to get over for the try. So as it stands at the moment, the Sharks will be kicked out of the playoffs for the Currie Cup for the first time in years, while the Pumas and the Griquas will qualify. Tiernason takes it up, and here they come again as the Western Province, but a little knock on between the 22 and the 10-meter line inside their own half will set up a scrum down here to the Sharks. It's Orderson who's knocked that ball on for the Western Province. He's been lively today as the flanker of the Western Province. Sharkbrain says Cheetahs were so disappointing last weekend against the Pumas, and then, well, it's fairly deserved here at the moment. I thought for one that this competition was very watered down up until the last 2 weeks when the Pumas and the Griquas started to play some really handsome rugby, you know. So at the end, a possible knockout of two of the biggest teams in Currie Cup history, the Sharks and the Western Province, both possibly out of this competition. Sharks scrum now controlled at the back here. Cameron Wright out to Marcus Potgieter, who's going to straighten the line, gets the pass out to Jeremy Ward, but Jeremy Ward knocks it on 10 meters from the try line, and here comes a counter-attack from Chimanga. He's up over the 22 for the Western Province, and still going is Chimanga. He's up to the halfway line, now brought down by Anthony Folman. The ball comes back for the Western Province now. Tristan Late gets the pass out to Marcel Tiernason. Cornell Smith now out the back door to Sergio Peterson on the halfway line. Tries to run around Marcus Potgieter, puts in a little grabber kick for Cornell Smith to chase after. He's going to pick it up 5 meters from the try line. Gets the pass back to Ben Jason Dixon. Just 3 meters out. Percy's going to dive. Unbelievable from the Western Province. And they get another try here with 6 minutes to go in this first half. 13 points to 0. The Western Province now lead this game, and attacking from everywhere on the field is the Western Province. A beautiful little grabber kick from Sergio Peterson, recollected by Cornell Smith. Gets the pass out to Ben Jason Dixon. 3 meters out. Tried to win the ruck was the Shark. Percy picks it up and dives over for the try. 13 points to 0. The Western Province lead the Sharks at the moment. Well. Sharkbrain says there's Puta playing for the Sharks at 10. So, yeah, he's replaced Kevin Bosch, who probably picked up an injury. So, Puta Chamberlain is at 10 at the moment for the Sharks. 5 minutes to go in this first half. It's 13 points to 0. The Western Province leading the Sharks at the moment. So conversion coming up from Cornell Smith, the inside centre for the Western Province. And he struck that well, and it's over as well. So 15 points to 0. The Western Province are leading the Sharks here with 4 minutes to go in this first half. Poor play from the Sharks. Not good work from Anthony Folman, who didn't do enough to get back for that ball at the back. It's Western Province 15, the Sharks 0, with 4 minutes to go in this first half. Sharkbrain says, sounds like Stormers are playing with an A team. And then Jacobus van Dijk is, what is happening with the Sharks? Coaching structures not in place, I feel. Right, so the Western Province now through Percy, just outside the 22, controlling that ball now. Gets it out to Tristan Late, who's going to send it down the middle of the field into the hands of Anthony Folman. Now out to Puta Chamberlain, who goes for the 50-22, but straight into the hands of Sergio Peterson again. Now here comes the Western Province again. Sergio Peterson with a kick downfield. Who's chasing after this? It's Kucha Machuda who picks it up for the Sharks on the 10-meter line. The tight head prop of the Sharks. Now brought down on the 10-meter line, Cameron Wright. Oh, this might have been another knock-on from the Sharks. Picked up by Chimanga, just up over the 10-meter line of the Sharks. 3 minutes to go in this first half. Now Ali for Mark, Sergio Peterson, and a knock-on in from the tight head prop of the Western Province there, Lee Marvin Mazibuku. So they are going to come back for the first knock-on from the Sharks. So it will be a scrum down to the Western Province, roughly between the 22 and the 10-meter line inside Sharks territory. Everything falling to pieces here for the Sharks in this game. Sharkbrain asked, how did they get to 15? Someone missed a conversion. So, yeah, Cornell Smith missed the previous conversion for the Western Province. Then Dakota Miller asked, are South African teams playing in two leagues at the same time? So, yeah, they are playing in the local competition, Dakota. So, this is the oldest domestic club competition, the Currie Cup. And then they also play in the URC, which is the United Rugby Championship between sides from South Africa, Ireland, Wales, Scotland, and Italy. Controlled at the back by Keke Murabe now. Off the back they come. It's Chimanga again, who's been really good for this Western Province side. Sets it up to right in the middle of the field between the 22 and the 10. Now Percy out to Simon Miller. Sets it up. Now, it's going to be a penalty against the Western Province there. Coming in from the side. So penalty to the Sharks. Just outside their own 22. So with a minute and a half to go in this first half, the Western Province leading by 15 points to 0 at the moment. And the Sharks will have one more chance before halftime to set some points on the board. As Boeta Chamberlain kicks that out on the 10-meter line inside Western Province half. The Sharks are looking toothless and really hapless at the moment. With a minute to play in this first half. Dakota asking, do the same Sharks, Bulls, Lions player playing at both tournaments? So no, Dakota, they do split the two teams. So with the Currie Cup, they basically play more with their B teams, while the URC with their A team. Right, here comes the Sharks now. Boeta Chamberlain sets it up for Sikabuza Noche up over the 10-meter line. Comes back again now. Boeta Chamberlain, Anthony Fulman out to Mana Sportgieter. Poor pass out to Vanna Koch, who knocks that ball on right on the left-hand side of the field. Scrum down to the Western Province on the 10-meter line inside their own half. Yeah, really poor from the Sharks. There's just no momentum, no game plan, and probably deserve to not be in the semi-finals of this competition at the moment. Less than 10 seconds to play in this first half, with the Western Province leading by 15 points to 0 at the moment. Time is up on the clock for the first half. And Cameron Taylor says, let's hope the Sharks can get something before half time. So there's a Western Province scrum down on their own 10-meter line. So they'll probably just kick this into touch after the scrum. Right, and Percy does exactly that as he kicks it into touch. So at halftime, it is 15 points to 0. The Sharks trailing the Western Province in a game that they are supposed to win. So it's going to be a tough road back in the second half, but hopefully they can get back into this game for all the Sharks supporters. The Western Province already unable to qualify for the semi-finals, but it's Western Province leading here at Stellenbosch by 15 points to 0 between the two sides. Right, so we are going to take a quick break, but when we do come back, we will be doing the second half of this game, so don't go anywhere, guys. Right, guys, we are back here for the second half between the two sides, and it's been all Western Province going into halftime, 15 points to nil. It's the Sharks that's looking toothless and hapless and really playing poor, not able to finish off the opportunities in the first half, where the Western Province, on the other hand, has been quite phenomenal. Sergio Peterson and Tristan Lates have been the two standout players here in the backline for the Western Province, along with Ebenezer Shimanga and Cornell Smith, who's been dictating the backline for this Western Province with little grubber kicks in behind the Shark side, causing lots of space and trouble for the Shark side. So great work from the backline of the Western Province so far. Forwards-wise, Keke Murabe, Marcel Tennyson, and Shane Alderson has completely blown the Sharks loose forwards apart in the first half, with Ben Jason Dixon and Simon Miller doing really well in the lock combination as well. Lee Marvin, Buzzy Booker, Jacques Mansell, and Oliver Mark anchoring that scrum at the moment really well. And it's the Sharks to play in the second half. If they don't, they're out of the Currie Cup. And how many years has it been since the Sharks haven't featured in a semi-final for the Currie Cup? Then if you look at the Sharks lineup so far, Anthony Folman, horrible at the back, just not chasing back. There's no commitment from the Sharks side, no cohesion, and they're all playing like headless chickens at the moment. Mana Sportgieter not doing great on the wing. Jeremy Ward, probably the only backline player so far that has really tried defensively and on the attack to open up a bit of space for the Sharks side in this backline. But Murray Costa just crashing up the ball the whole time, not making much ground with it, trying to get that miracle offloads that's not working out at the moment. Vanna Cock hasn't had plenty of opportunities, always gets the ball on the back foot. Kevin Bosch has left the field, Peter Chamberlain is on, and so far Peter hasn't really touched the ball a lot, apart from having to clear the Sharks out of their own 22 throughout this game. Cameron Wright not playing too badly at the moment, doing what is expected of him, but nothing special from him as well in that first half. While Sikambuza Noche and Jandre Laviskachny and Pilo Kumere has been totally outplayed by the Western Province loose forwards. Hiron Andrews, Lerutz trying valiantly. Kucha Machuna, Kieran Van Vieren, and Dion Plua also anchoring that Sharks scrum at the moment. It's very equal at scrum time. The Sharks did get one tighted in that first half, and luckily so. Otherwise, that scoreline could have been a lot higher as well. If you look at the bench to still come onto the field, HP van Skoor, Kwesi Blues, Leon Lyons, Hilton Lobbits, Jared Taylor, Bobby Alexander, Jonathan Rogue, and then Ndombo Mzwelendaba for the Western Province. They do have quite a few good players to replace them, but I think they will carry on with their starting 15 as far as possible for this Western Province side. Then for the Sharks, they've got Dan Euster, Kwesi Mona, Vian Herps, Reniel Higu, OJ Noah, Bradley Davis, and then obviously Peter Chamberlain already on the field, and then Ben Tupaya still to come. So the Sharks have got their work cut out here in the second half, and I don't know if they are going to be able to catch up with this Western Province at the moment. Andre Dumini says, wat gaan aan met die Sharks? Ek dink Everett moet maar bietjie tata, time for someone new. So as much as it's not Sean Everett who's coaching the Currie Cup side, and it is Etienne Finn, but you can clearly see that there is definitely something massively wrong inside the structures of the Sharks. And it seems like the players are refusing to give the coaching staff the reason behind it. And I mean, we've spoken to Peter Chamberlain on this channel before, and he said that the team was really doing well together, and that was at the start of the year. And it seems like things have just gone horribly wrong since then. Buddha has been in and out of the squad, haven't got proper game time. The coaches have backed Kevin Bosch most of the time, playing very poorly and average. There's no game plan going for them. They try and maul the game throughout the game. The only thing that they're doing when they go on the attack, they don't look good. It's only when there's a moment of brilliance from an individual that the Sharks starting to look good. So it's clear that the structures of the Sharks are not good at the moment, and they can pump up as much money as they want and get whoever they want. If that is not in place, then there's no hope for this side. Shark Brain says it's really difficult to be a Shark supporter right now, and I completely agree with you, Shark Brain. I myself a big Shark supporter, and it's been a dreadful couple of seasons under the coaching of Sean Everett and the rest of this coaching staff. So, yeah, it is unfortunately what it is. Shark Brain says, I don't mind if Pumas or Griquas win the Currie Cup. And then Megan Basson also asking, what is happening to our team, the Sharks? And then Shark Brain says, even Guru, who is a big Sharks fan, is saying that they are toothless. And the kickoff for the second half have just started out of nowhere. And guess what? The Sharks have kicked that directly into touch from the kickoff. So it's going to be a scrum down to the Western Province right in the middle of the field to get the second half underway. Ranil Hiku on the field for Hiron Andrews, and then Tupaya also on for Costa as we head into the second half with a really poor start to the first half, and then now a really poor start to the second half as that kick goes out directly into touch from Buta Chamberlain. Let's hope the Sharks can pull something out of the bag here. But so far, it's Western Province, and they're doing really well at the moment. So give them credit where it's due. This Western Province side has looked a lot better in the last couple of weeks. So scrum down to the Western Province, right in the middle of the field on the halfway line as we get the second half underway with Buta Chamberlain kicking that ball directly into touch from the restart. Just a stoppage in play as Ben Jason Dixon is tying his shoelaces as we're going to get this second half underway here at Stellenbosch. Next 40 minutes will determine whether the Sharks will have a chance of making the semi-finals or not. So far, it's not looking good for the Sharks at all. 15 points to 0. First scrum of the second half, it's going to be put in by Percy, the scrum half of the Western Province. Scrum again from both sides here, but the referee is calling it up as we're going to have a reset here. So this will be the first reset scrum of the game. After we don't normally see that happening throughout the game, we do see a lot of resets during the game. This one, the first one of the game. That's how good the scrums have been between both sides today. Very competitive at scrum time. Right, Percy to feed this one in again for the Western Province. Will we see the Western Province run away with this game in the second half? Or will the Sharks find a way back into this? Percy with the feed to the scrum. Controlled at the back by Keke Murabe. Picks it up. Percy now gets the pass out to Tristan Lates, who puts it on the boot. But Charts down by the Sharks, and they've managed to secure that ball roughly between the 10 and the 22 inside their own half. Kwesi Mona now also on the field. That scrum off here for the Sharks. Now they do get it out. Hiku out to Gumedi. They're still locked in here between the 10 and the 22 inside Sharks territory. Cameron Wright. Out it comes to Buta Chamberlain. Puts it on the boot, and that one is going to roll into touch 5 meters outside of the 22. It will be a Western Province line out 5 meters outside of their own 22. 2 minutes gone in this second half. 15 points to 0. The Western Province leading the Sharks here. 15 kicks out of hand from the Western Province, 14 from the Sharks. The difference here is that the Western Province have played some magical moments with the boot as well today. Right, Jock van Sale now to throw this one in for the Western Province again. Just outside their own 22 here. Taken at the back by Marcel Tienerson, controlled, and a driving maul set up by the Western Province now. Starting to make some headway is the Western Province now, but Percy decides to take it out and kick a box kick over the top. It is going to be collected by the Sharks now, and it's Manas Potgieter right and halfway, caught in the middle. Penalty to the Sharks. Players diving in off their feet. From the Western Province, Chamanga, penalized there by the referee. 2 players down at the moment to receive some attention here. Oh, that's a big one. Shark Brain asking Guru prediction for Leinster versus Bulls. So don't get me wrong, as much as I want to see the Bulls win this game and make their way to the final, it's going to be really, really tough for them to beat Leinster tonight. And going by what we saw in the opening round, and I know the Bulls have got a lot of more momentum and confidence as the season progressed. So I would probably say a Leinster victory by either 5 to 15 points. And let's hope that I'm wrong and the Bulls can pull it off. But I just can't see it happening. So between 5 and 15 points for Leinster tonight, roughly around 30 points to 15. Right, so players are back on their feet, and we looks like we will continue. Chimonga might have to leave the field to go for a head assessment test, so he will get replaced. He will get replaced. So it looks like it's going to be Zwellen Darber to come onto the field here for the Western Province. 3 minutes gone in the second half. 15 points to 0. The Western Province are leading. The Sharks now have a penalty downfield. Going to find touch 5 meters inside the 22 of the Western Province. They will have to hit right now if they want to get back into this game. Moritz van der Heever says, go Bulls. Here comes the Sharks now on the attack from just inside the 22 of the Western Province. Sets up a driving maul, but it is going sideways at the moment for the Sharks. Now they're starting to make a bit of headway, but really good work done by Orderson, but a penalty advantage to the Sharks right on the 22-meter line. Vandercock gets it out now. Here's a chance to fire on a loop around. Buddha Chamberlain intercepted by Angelo Davids, but we are going to come back for the penalty to the Sharks right on the 22-meter line. So another chance now for the Sharks to kick this into the stance about 5 meters out from the try line, hopefully. Shark Brain says Leinster is starting a whole international front row. And then also, Guru, did you finally put the Shark jersey in the wash? No. Not quite, Shark Brain. So here where I live, it's extremely cold. So I wouldn't dare just wearing the Shark jersey. Right, here comes Kieran van Vuuren. Throws it into Leroux Roots. And now comes the driving maul again from the Sharks, 5 meters out from the try line. Can they get this driving maul going forward? Kieran van Vuuren controlling that ball at the back of this maul. Can they start to move forward? They're just moving sideways at the moment. Now they get it up. Kieran van Vuuren takes it up to 5 meters out from the try line. Cameron Wright is waiting for it. Sharks are getting slow ball now. Jandre Labuschagne takes it up. Slow ball again coming for the Sharks. 5 meters out from the try line. Another pick up and go from Leroux Roots. Leroux Roots driven back in the tackle again. Still 5 meters out from the try line. Now another pick up and go from Kieran van Vuuren. 3 meters out from the try line is the Sharks now moving to the middle of the field. Now just 2 meters out is the Sharks. Close to the goalpost they are now. It's Leroux Roots waiting for this ball. He picks up and go again. Driven back in the tackle. Still 3 meters out is the Sharks at the moment from the try line. Another pick up and go from the Sharks right under the post now, about a meter out from the try line. Kwesi Mona's got his hands on the ball, tries to go. Penalty advantage coming for the Sharks, offside from the Western Province. Another crack here from the Sharks, and it looks like they have they managed to get the try? Yes, they have. So it looks like it's Sikambuza Noche who finally makes his way over the try line for the Sharks. And hopefully this is the start of a comeback for the Sharks side. Yeah, there's the knockdown. So Sikambuza Noche gets the try for the Sharks under the posts, and the Sharks are right back in this game. Shark Brain says, at least a Sharks cap or beanie, mate. I don't have a Sharks cap or a beanie. I might have to order myself one. Moritz van der Heever says, thanks for the show. Bring us back listening to the radio when there was no TV. No problem, Moritz. As long as you guys enjoy it, I'll keep doing it. So 15 points to 7 it is here as we go into the 7th minute of the second half here. The Sharks now back into this one, trailing by 8 points. after 7 minutes in the second half. Restart's going to come from Tristan Lates now. 15 points to 7. The restart from Tristan Lates is a deep kick in, taken by Cameron Wright inside the 22, puts it on the boot, charged down by the Western Province, but it does travel quite a distance before Sergio Peterson's got it on the 10-meter line of the Sharks. Now that ball was ripped by Van der Kok. Here's a chance for the Sharks. It's taken by Anthony Volmink. Volmink makes his way between the 10 and the 22 of the Sharks now. Cameron Wright waiting for it. Just working it forward now. Kwesi Mona sets it up for the Sharks between the 10 and the 22-meter line inside their own half. Cameron Wright again waiting for it. Looks like he's going to go with the box kick over the top here. Just slow ball coming. Now it does exactly that. Chase coming from Van der Kok. Now Sergio Peterson is waiting for it. And he's tackled by Van der Kok on the 10-meter line inside Western Province half. Bursey now waiting for it. Gets the ball back now out to the 8-man Keke Murabe up to the 10-meter line. Now Bursey again. Back it comes to Tristan Lates. It goes high up into the air. Nobody really chasing after this and taken by Butter Chamberlain between the 10 and the 22. Now, he tried to kick that, got hammered in a tackle, picked up by Simon Miller. Simon Miller up over the 22-meter line. Now pick up and go from Ben Jason Dixon, Jean de Jong. Jean de Jong tackled by Jean-André Labuskaghni about 15 meters out from the try line for the Western Province. Now Bursey. Back it comes now to Sergio Peterson. Sergio Peterson puts in a little grabber kick. Here comes the chase from the Western Province, but it's collected by Jeremy Ward, 7 meters out from his own try line. Cameron Wright now waiting for this ball for the Sharks, but a penalty to the Western Province there. And was it coming in from a side? Taken quickly by Marcel Tienersen. Gets the long pass out to Angelo Davids, but it's forward. And it's going to be a scrum down to the Sharks, 5 meters out from the try line. Poor mistake there from the Sharks. The idea was right from Marcel Tienersen, but unfortunately the pass out of the hand to Angelo Davids has gone forward. So Shark Brain says, Guru, we'll see you later for Leinster game. Got no money on this arm wrestle. No problem, Shark Brain. We will chat a little bit later. Right, so 5 meter scrum here to the Sharks. 5 meters out from their own try line. And a brilliant opportunity for the Western Province, Connor begging with that forward pass. They had a penalty 5 meters out from the try line. Decided to tap it quickly. But the pass from Marcel Tienersen out to Angelo Davids gone forward. 9 minutes gone in this second half. And just looking at the tackle from Jock van Sail on Puta Chamberlain again. But it was a really good tackle from Jock van Sail. Just putting the pressure on Puta Chamberlain, who's lost a lot of confidence since not being part of the URC team. Right, so scrum down to the Sharks now, 5 meters out from their own try line. A defensive scrum coming up for them. 9.5 minutes into the second half, 15 points to 7. The Western Province leading at the moment. As the Western Province are going to try and seal this game off. Scrum feed to the Sharks, 5 meters from their own try line. Possession going away, the Sharks 56 to 44. But it's all Western Province at the moment. Right, scrum feed goes in. Cameron Wright puts it in and controlled to the back by Sikambuza Noche. Out to Cameron Wright, puts it on the boot. And that's going to go into touch. A good kick from Cameron Wright, finding touch roughly on the 10-meter line of the Sharks with no angle to play with. 30 minutes to go. 50 minutes gone. 30 minutes to play. The Sharks have got 30 minutes to get back into this game and hopefully get a place in the semi-final. 17 kicks out of hand from both sides at the moment. So 34 kicks in 50 minutes time is quite remarkable. Taken by Ben Jason Dixon, the line out now. It's Tristan Lates as Jean de Jong straightening the line. Up to the 10-meter line he goes. Now Simon Miller, pick up and go from him, a little bit isolated. And a penalty to the Sharks as they're coming in from the side was the Western Province. So great defensive work from Kucha Machuna and Pranil Hiku on that occasion. Mark Dunphy has joined in as well. How's it going, Mark? Hope you are good. Watching some Currie Cup action here today. Sharks on the back foot. They need to win this to stand a chance of making the playoffs of this Currie Cup. That kick from Buta Chamberlain, going to find touch 5 meters outside of the 22 here. And another good attacking opportunity for the Shark side now. 15 points to 7 it is at the moment. Opportunity for the Sharks to hit back. Kieran van Vuuren to throw this one in for the Sharks. The last 10 penalties conceded, only 3 by the Sharks and 7 by the Western Province. Kieran van Vuuren finds Leroux. Now it's Cameron Wright off the back, gets it out to Tupaya. Tupaya straightens it up to just short of the 22. Now Cameron Wright again. Kieran van Vuuren, supported by Jean-André Labuschagne, now still just outside the 22. Cameron Wright, back it comes to Buta Chamberlain. Now it's a chance, Anthony Foreman. He's tackled behind the advantage line now between the 22 and the 10-meter line of the Western Province. Taken up by Jean-André Labuschagne again, tackled by Keke Murabe. Now Wright again, Buta Chamberlain, out the back, Jeremy Ward, now Renil Hiku, out it comes now, Nomana Sportgieter, he's up over the 22 now, just running it up 5 meters out. Now quick ball needed for the Sharks, it's Leroux, and Leroux is going to run straight through for a try under the post for the Sharks. The second try of the game for the Sharks, and they're right back in this game now. Well. So the Sharks do hit back now. It's 15 points to 12 with a conversion right under the post, and it's looking much better for the Sharks side at the moment. Some great work there from Mana Sportgieter with no room to move on the right-hand side of the field. Managed to get the move going forward, and then just Leroux running onto that ball into space and gets the try. So Buta Chamberlain right in front gets the conversion over. So it's 15 points to 14 with 27 minutes to go in this game. Right, so Antoinette Gerber says, Guru, what do you say about the Stormers tomorrow? I think the Stormers are going to pull it off, Antoinette. I'm confident that they'll do it. Eric Davison says, good to see you all. Just came in. Where will the Sharks get the penalties? So that was just outside the 22 of the Western Province. And Johan Victor asked, where's your Shark jersey? Not today. It's really cold this side here in Noquit. So can't wear that today. Liam Carlson says, thank you for keeping us in the loop, watching from Spain. So 15 to 14 it is. And there's a lot of breaking up of the footage here. So hopefully this will not continue for too long. Cameron Wright now controlling it inside the 22 for the Sharks. Goes for the box kick over the top. Sergio Peterson after that ball and beautifully collected. And off he goes up over the 22, puts in a little kick. And it's going to be taken by the Western Province. And it looks like they've just scored another try here. It is the replacement on the field for the Western Province. Zwellen Daba, who gets the try for the Western Province. And to be quite honest, I couldn't quite see clearly what happened there, as there is a breakup in footage here from Super Sports. So I can't really clearly see what's going on. But it looks like the Stormers have just, the Western Province have just scored another try here. Andre Dumini says, if the Sharks win here, who do they play and where? So it's not a done deal that they will go through just yet if they win this game. Because if the Pumas win and the Griquas get a bonus point, then the Pumas and the Griquas will qualify either way. So they have gone upstairs to have a look at this try. There might have been some obstruction from Marcel Tennyson on Vanna Kok. So let's just have a look here. Oh, it's broken up again. So there's no footage at the moment from our side. But it looked like there might have been some obstruction from Marcel Tennyson on Vanna Kok there. And then they obviously have to check the grounding of the ball. But it looks like Zwellen Daba have managed to dot that down perfectly fine. Mark Dante says, I'm watching from Bali and hopefully we'll be watching Leinster with you later. No problem. Definitely going to do that one. And then Bainat Keen says, watching from Chile. And Johan Victor says, looked like a try. And then Pietro Yuch says, Moeman, go Sharks. And then Johan Victor says, but looked like there was a hard obstruction. Yeah, there was definitely some sort of obstruction. But we'll have to see whether he kept his running line or whether he changed his running line there as Marcel Tennyson. So, no, there was no obstruction in the end, and the try has been awarded by AJ Jacobs. So the Western Province have scored a try through Zwellendal. Oh, it's actually Bobby Alexander who's on the field as well for the Western Province. So Bobby Alexander gets the try for the Western Province. And there's another breakup in footage again, so not quite sure what's going on there. Now it's back on, and the conversion has gone over as well. So it's 22 points to 14, the Western Province leading at the moment. Right, so after all of that, it is the Western Province back into a comfortable lead here. Let's just see if we can fix this up or whether it's really from their side. So it's definitely a breakup in footage from their side. So the Western Province have taken the restart here right on the 22 line. And it looks like Bobby Alexander is waiting for that ball at the back of the ruck. There's so much breakage in footage here at the moment. And really can't see what's happening. So the Sharks have got the ball on the halfway line, and it looks like they're going to run it up to the 10-meter line now. Still break up in footage, as it seems like there might be a penalty here to the Sharks, roughly between the 10 and the 22-meter line of the Western Province. Hopefully they'll sort out the breakup in footage real soon, as we've got no idea what's going on at the moment. So the Sharks do have another penalty here right on the 22 of the Western Province. And Buddha Chamberlain will put it into the corner again, 5 meters out from the try line. I agree with you, Johan Victor. From the little that I saw, it definitely looked like Marcel Tennyson changed his running angle. But the TMO deciding that he didn't do that, and it was play on. Right, Kieran van Vieren throws that one in, and here comes the driving maul again from the Sharks. It's really breaking up terribly. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. The moment it will look like a try, I'll let you guys know. So there we go. We apologize for the picture breakup. The problem will be rectified as soon as possible from their side. So it looks like the Sharks are making a mess of it again, and they've basically been driven back to the 22 of the Western Province there. And that's gone completely blank. So let's have a chat here while we're at it. Andre Dumini says, my money on Leinster, sorry, Bulls. And then Liam also asked, Rugby Guru, who do you got between the Bulls and Leinster? So I honestly, as a South African supporter, would want the Bulls to win it. But it's going to be so tough to beat them in the RDS. I said Leinster by between 5 and 15 points, but you never know. So what I have seen here from this game is that the Sharks have knocked this ball on about 15 meters out from the try line, and it will be a Western Province putting to the scrum. To Portgieter says, watching from Portland in the USA here, and I was going to have an Irish coffee, but since I'm a Bulls all the way, I'm having a brandy and Coke. And then Johan Victor says, Leinster by at least 10 points. And then Eric Davison says 2 quick tries there are replacements making a difference. So it does look like there are quite a few changes on the field for the Sharks, and they are playing quite well. Ranil Hiku has come on to the field. He's made a bit of a difference so far. And then also the likes of Ben Tupaya has come on and make a quick difference for him. Buddha Chamberlain is playing with a little bit more confidence here in the second half as well. But whether it will be enough to see them through, Eric, I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. Krief says Bulls against Ireland really will be tough. Right, so it's a scrum feed. Bobby Alexander puts it in for the Western Province, and the scrum goes down. But the referee says play on, and it's broken up again. Ridiculous. So we'll just do commentary when it's better again. So we'll try and keep you up to date what's happening. But at this stage, we're just looking into a black screen. Yeah, no, we are experiencing technical difficulties. So it doesn't look like too good for the Sharks at the moment. They are trading by 8 points at the moment. And if this is going to stay the way it is at the moment, the Sharks will be knocked out of the semi-finals of the Currie Cup. For the first time in years, really, I can't remember when last the Sharks weren't part of a semi-final in the Currie Cup. I don't have the exact year, but it's looking very likely that the Sharks are going to get knocked out. So we've got footage back up now. The Sharks have a penalty about 5 meters inside the Western Province half in the middle of the field. And it looks like the problem has been solved now. So hopefully we can get back to some decent commentary now. Peter Chamberlain, is he going to have a shot at goal here, or is he going to kick for the corner? The Sharks have got only 2 tries. They would want that bonus point try up as quickly as possible. So Peter Chamberlain is going to kick this to the corner. Vian Harps also onto the field for the Sharks now. Just stabilizing that pack of forwards for them. Liam Carlson asked, thoughts on Sharks spending so much money on players and getting such bad results? So, Liam, I think the biggest problem so far for the Sharks have been the fact that their coaching structures are absolutely horrible. They definitely will have to get in a new coaching staff for the new year. You can't have this number of good players and not perform, Then it tells me that something is not right in the structures and the game plan. Right, so the Sharks 10 meters out from the try line now with a line out. And here comes Leroy Rutz. The driving ball set up by the Sharks. Dan Huister also on the field for the Sharks now at hooker. And here comes the driving ball from the Sharks. It's not going anywhere at the moment. It's just static. So David's also scrum off replacement for Cameron Wright. Controlled at the back now. Davids gets it out. Oh, it's taken up by Sikambuza Noche. Still 10 meters out. Davids pick up and go. Penalty advantage to the Sharks, offside by the Western Province now. We still got 18 minutes left in this one. Davids now waiting for it. Gets it out to Kwesi Mona. Sets it up again about 7 meters out. Quick ball now. Leroy Rutz. 5 meters out from the try line is the Sharks now. Davids again. Gets it out to Noche again. Just 3 meters out is the Sharks now. Davids again. Now it's a charge here from the Sharks again. 2 meters out. Davids waiting for this ball to come out. Gets it out to Leroy Rutz again. Still penalty advantage to the Sharks now. Just a meter out from the try line. Davids gets a beautiful pass out to Martinus Potgieter, and he scores in the corner for the Sharks. Great quick delivery here from the new scrum half on the field for the Sharks. Where's this guy been? Quick delivery. Let's hope he keeps it up. Try to Martinus Potgieter in the corner for the Sharks. Brilliant stuff there from the replacement scrum half. Just quick delivery and a beautiful loop pass out to Martinus Potgieter. Great work, flat and beautiful. And the Sharks are back in it again with 22 points to 19. Johan Victor says it's too many Springboks in one team. And then Andre Dumini says, I agree, Guru coach must go far away. Krief says they have the talent. They need an international level coach like Leinster and the Bulls. And then Andrew Warren says, come on, Sharks. Francois Engelbrecht says, when will we get our new players such as Vincent Chichuka and the others? So they will be joining in for the new season. So they won't be available for the Currie Cup. But all of them will be there for the next season. That is a brilliant conversion from Buta Chamberlain as he puts it over from the corner. And the scoreboard now 22 points to 21 with about 15 minutes to go in this clash. Rad Freedy says the players board are there to make options for the lineup. And then Johan Victor says Neil Powell must take over. He is, after all, already there. So, yeah, I don't think he's joined in just yet, Johan. But that will also not be a bad decision. But I personally would love to see Jimmy Stonehouse come to the Sharks and show what he can do as a proper coach, because I do believe that he's got the talent. So Roke is on for De Jong now for the Western Province as well. Just 1 point separating these two teams with 16 minutes to play. The Sharks have got possession just outside of the 22 at the moment. David's now waiting for it. Goes for the box kick over the top. Chase coming from Van der Kok. Now Sergio Peterson waiting for it. He gets man and ball between the 10 and the halfway line. Western Province have managed to secure this one now. It is Bobby Alexander gets it out to the big prop forward now. Sets it up again now. Tristan Lates on the 10-meter line. Tries to slip past one defender, but brought down really quickly now. Ben Jason Dixon. Beautiful run here from Kwesi Bloss. Gets the pass out to Bobby Alexander again for the Western Province. He's going to try and back himself. Now he's going to need to be tackled by Davids. Just a meter short of the try line. He's lost the ball, and the Sharks have managed to secure this 5 meters from their own try line. Davids with the try-saving tackle. Now it's OJ Noah who sets it up for the Sharks. 5 meters out from the try line, from their own try line, is the Sharks. Now David's controlling it. Gets it out to Buta Chamberlain. Throws a little dummy and gets the kick away to roughly about between the 22 and the 10-meter line. The Sharks nearly conceding another try there. Very unnecessary from the Sharks. Sure. Eric Davison asks, does anyone know if Rusty is at the Leinster game? I might think that he might be at the Stormers game tomorrow. And then Andre Warren says Neil Powell will make the difference, I think. And then Megan Son says, we've got this, boys. The Sharks can win. Johan Victor says that was hella close. Yeah, that was very, very close. I thought he was gonna be able to get over with momentum there, but he tried a miracle offload there, and it didn't work for him. Right, here comes the Western Province again now through Cornell Smith, just short of the 22. It's Bobby Alexander now, Kwesi Blues. Blues up over the 22, right in the middle of the field. Pick up and go from Ben Jason Dixon. He's a little bit isolated, but penalty to the Western Province. And not rolling away is the call against Ranil Hiku. So penalty right in front here for the Western Province, in the middle of the field on the 22-meter line. Marlo asks, is there any place we can watch the rugby live? Unfortunately not, Marlo, not on YouTube anyway. So you're going to have a subscription of one of the paid channels to watch it live. So Western Province have gone for the corner, 5 meters out from the try line. They will be setting up the line out here. And if they score now, one have this feeling that they might just end this game right here, right now, as a contest. Eric Davison says, by the way, great commentary on the attack of Western Province. Thanks, Eric. Really appreciate it. Krief says, Rassi Waterboy at the Ulster match. Wouldn't surprise me. Right, so throwing now coming from the Western Province, and it is going to be HP van Schoor to throw this one in. But the Sharks have stolen that line out, and Davids is going to kick this downfield, and he's going to find touch between the 22, well, about 5 meters outside of the 22. Great work from Ranil Hiku, making up for the penalty that he gave away. So a great line out steal there from Ranil Hiku, winning that ball, gets the ball out to Davids, who clears it for the Sharks. Still 12 minutes to play in this game. Anybody's one at the moment. Liam Carlson says, not over till the fat lady sings. Right, taken in by the Western Province at the back. The driving maul now set up by the Western Province. And they're making their way up to the 22-meter line. Now brought down. Ben Jason Dixon, Simon Miller. Miller driven back in the tackle. Comes back again for the Western Province. Now out the back door, Tristan Lates. He scored behind the advantage line between the 22 and the 10-meter line. Bobby Alexander again. Now Ben Jason Dixon, Simon Miller again. Between the 22 and the 10-meter line, it's the Western Province in possession. Now Marcel Tennyson, tackled by Vian Harps. Now he needs to roll away, but it's a penalty against the Sharks again. And that is for not rolling away. It's against Dan Huester. So another chance now for the Western Province. Right, and this time it looks like the Western Province are going to have are they going to have a shot at goal here? Yes, they are. So Western Province looking to just secure a 4-point lead into this game, forcing the Lions, the Sharks' hands to go for the winning try. 22-21 at the moment. Western Province leading with Cornell Smith now with a kick right in front in the middle of the field, just outside the 22, about 32 meters out. He's only missed one kick so far in this game. Is the inside center for the Western Province. And he slots that one straight through the middle. So 25 points to 21 it is. It's a 4-point ball game here between the two sides. 4 points the difference here with roughly about 10 minutes to go in this game. Sheldon Loden says, geez, it's tough supporting the Sharks. Absolutely. Right, so Peter Chamberlain with the restart now. 10 minutes to go in this game. It can go either way. Restart taken by Marcel Tienerson here, right under 22, tackled by Vanna Koch. Bobby Alexander. Oh, it's picked up by Marcel Tienerson, who wasn't held in a tackle. Gets the pass away. Here comes Ben Jason Dixon. Oh, there might have been a forward pass here from the Western Province, but play on. Up to the 22-meter line they go now. And still going, but the referee is still playing on here. Right on the 22-meter line. Bobby Alexander now. Through the hands they go. Big tackle here from the Sharks on the replacement 22 from the Western Province, Jonathan Rogue. Gets the ball out again to HP van Schooler, just outside the 22. Now the ball comes back. Ben Jason Dixon again. He's been strong today for the Western Province. Now Bobby Alexander, Kwesi Bluis again. Kwesi Bluis takes it up to the 22, but there's a knock-on from the Western Province. And it's going to be a scrum down right on the 22 as HP van Schooler has knocked that ball on for the Western Province. Well, if they went back a little bit further, they would have noticed a forward pass from the Western Province in that lead up to that attack. But the referee missing that, and the Western Province now in the end knocking that ball on. Just that miracle offloads that doesn't always go to hand, letting the teams down at vital times in the game. But when it works out brilliantly. 9 minutes to go in this game, and the Sharks will have to scrum from their own 22 now. Eric Davison says, good choice, Western Province, but I was thinking who could drop a goal. You got it. Johan Victor says, close game, and then Liam Carlson says, Butter needs to pull the drop goals out of his pocket again. He was so good at one stage, was Butter Chamberlain, and I really thought he was the prodigy for the Sharks. But since I've slipped down the pecking orders in Sean Everett's books, but I still believe that he's a very talented fly-off and should definitely be backed by the Sharks coaching setup. Instead, they've now brought back another veteran fly-off, which, don't get me wrong, I would say is really good. Lionel Cronje is not bad, but the question is he international quality? Right, David's defeat this on the 22-meter line here for the Sharks inside their own half. Sikambuza Notcher now controlling that one at the back. The Sharks have wheeled that scrum, and they will have another scrum. So AJ Jacobs not wanting to give away any penalties. So another scrum down to the Sharks right on their own 22-meter line. We've got 8 minutes to left in this game, and as it stands at the moment, the Sharks will be getting a bonus point, which means that they will get closer to the Pumas are well and truly ahead. So the Sharks needed to win this game in order to have a chance of qualifying. So a bonus point won't save them here today. They can only move. I don't know if this, I think the Sharks have got 26, by the way. So I think they will move up to 27 with this bonus point. So I think they've got it wrong there. So the Sharks now controlling at the back of the 22 here. Davids gets it out to Butter Chamberlain, who puts it on the boot, kicks it downfield, straight into the hands of Tristan Lates now on the 10-meter line. He's going to go high up into the air. Sergio Peterson chasing up after this one. And, it's a clash between the two, knocked on by Butcher Chamberlain. And here comes Simon Miller now for the Western Province. 5 meters outside of the 22, Bobby Alexander. Sergio Peterson with a little grabber kick ahead, but beautifully picked by Butcher Chamberlain, and he could go all the way. No, it's going to be stopped here. Gets the pass back inside now. Chandre Labuskaghni gets the pass out to Bonus Potgieter up over the 22-meter line. Looks suspiciously forward, and a penalty goes against the Sharks there. And I think it's for holding on there is the call from the referee. So that great breakout from Butcher Chamberlain comes to nothing here as Sergio Peterson wins that penalty on the ground for the Western Province. 5 meters inside their own 22. Well, Eric Davison says, good pressure, Sharks. And then Charlton says, I thought Grenier did well against the British and Irish Lions last year. And then Basil Azor says, Stonehouse might just be the answers to the Sharks coaching was. I truly believe that he needs to be given the opportunity as well. Great piece of mind there from Butcher Chamberlain. Got the pass back inside and some great hands from the Sharks there up over the 22. That ball looked suspiciously forward from Chandre Labuskaghni to Manus Potgieter, and then he didn't release the ball on the ground. Gave the penalty to the Western Province. So line out to them between the 10 and the halfway line inside their own half. So as it stands now, the Sharks will still not get past the Pumas, even with the bonus points. So they would at least need to get another bonus point out of it. Right, here comes the Western Province with the driving maul up over the halfway line they go. Bobby Alexander now waiting for it, gets it out to Cornell Smith. Nearly into a little bit of space, gets the pass out to Keke Murabe. Keke Murabe up over the 10-meter line for the Western Province now. Alexander Kwesi Blues gets it out to Cornell Smith again, who's going to straighten the line here for the Western Province, just outside the 22 now. Bobby Alexander waiting for it again, gets it out now, Keke Murabe. Keke Murabe held up in the tackle by Ranil Hugo, brought down now between the 22 and the 10. Take up again by Roke. Roke now, Bobby Alexander gets the pass out to Angelo Davids, who's knocked it on and is into touch. So the Sharks can decide line up or scrum down here. 4.5 minutes to go. 4.5 minutes to go this game. And it will be a scrum down to the Sharks here, right on the 22-meter line. As it stands, the Sharks will be knocked out of the Currie Cup. It will be the Pumas and the Griquas progressing to the semi-finals for sure, if the Sharks don't come back into this one now. Right, 4 minutes to go in this game. And the Sharks will have to run it from their own 22 here if they want to have any chance of winning this. So just a stoppage in play quickly for Chandre Labuskaghni is receiving some attention here. But 4 minutes left in this game, and the Sharks will have to run it from their own 22. As it stands, the Sharks will be knocked out of the Currie Cup, along with the Western Province. Grief says, Paul, only 4% in favor of the Stormers. So I'm guessing you're referring to the poll on the Facebook page, or where are you referring that to, Grief? So scrum down here to the Sharks, just on the 22-meter line. Hilton Lobbits also on the field here for the Western Province now. And then also number 20, Jared Taylor has done really well for the Western Province in this last couple of minutes. 4 points the difference. 4 minutes left in this game. David's defeat this for the Sharks right on their own 22-meter line. Solid scrum again from the Sharks this time round, trying to milk a penalty. And the scrum goes up and it will be reset again. So valuable minutes been played out here with the scrum again. So the referee not wanting to give away unnecessary penalties from the scrum. 3.5 minutes to go in this one. Johan Victor says close game, but I think the Sharks can clutch. So let's see. And Eric Davison says Western Province will slow tactics down. Grief says, yes, your poll. So, guys, go out and support your team on the Rugby Guru Facebook page. The poll can, or who will win the URC? Grief says only 4% in favor of the Stormers. Right, so David's to feed this one in again for the Sharks now, and it's a solid scrum by both sides. Now off the back, Puta Chamberlain, out it comes to Bayer. Oh, it's been knocked on again, I think, by Puta Chamberlain first, and then again by Sergio Peterson. So it will be scrum down to the Western Province, 5 meters inside the 22 of the Sharks. The Sharks have blown this, and the Western Province now with a scrum 15 meters out from the Sharks try line. We've got 2 minutes to play in this game. Victor says 28-25 Sharks if Sharks can milk a penalty. So they haven't been able to do that. And instead, it's a Western Province scrum down 5 meters inside the 22 of the Sharks, right in the middle of the field. 2 minutes to go. 1.5 when the scrum sets. So it's almost safe to say that the Western Province have pulled this one off. Right, Bobby Alexander to feed this one in for them. Sheldon Lawrence says Sharks should have sent an A team. Absolutely, I agree. Right, so controlled off the back now by Keke Marabe. It's Bobby Alexander gets it out now. Rogue gets it out to Zwellendaba, who's held up in the tackle just on the 22-meter line. Another penalty to the Western Province, and that will wrap it up. No time will be left after this penalty, and it's right on the 22-meter line, about 10 meters from the left-hand touch line. Anthony Fulminker stayed down for the Sharks here. But as far as this contest is, this should be over. Western Province can go for goal here, play down the minutes, whether the kick goes over or not. It is going to be over either way. So Anthony Fulminker stayed down after that tackle, and he is receiving some attention. So with 1.5 minutes to go, it is all but done. And Barry Green has summed it up. Sharks is a disappointing franchise. And it's really hard to support the Sharks at the moment, but they say Sharks forever. And we're going to have to keep supporting them through the good and the bad times. Good times will come again. So, yeah, we've got 1.5 minutes to play. We've got a stoppage in play at the moment. And hopefully Anthony Fulminker will be okay as well. They are just some extensive recovery needed there from him. So they are going to bring on the stretcher with the car, and it's going to take a little while before they're going to have him off the field. So, but yeah, as far as the contest, this game is over 25-21. It is penalty to the Western Province. And as it stands at the moment, the Bulls, Cheetahs, Griquas, and Pumas will qualify for the playoffs of this competition. The only way the Sharks will be able to reach the semi-finals if the Pumas get an absolute hiding after this game. So I'm not quite sure. We'll have to wait and see whether the Griquas can pull off one out of the bag for the Sharks and win by more than 50 points. Because I think that's more or less what it's going to take for the Sharks to qualify for this playoffs. Juan Victor says they've lost this one. And then Sheldon Lawrence says, embarrassing from the Sharks. Thanks, Rugby Guru, for the commentary. Liam Carlson says, thank you, Rugby Guru. Sad times, the Shark supporters. And then Musabar says, yes, Province, we love you. And then Johan Victor also says, stupid errors. Yeah, so it was a lot of stupid errors. But credit where it's due. The Western Province was really good today. And they probably deserve to come out victorious here today. So either way, the game is still on. We are waiting for the Sharks to finish up there with the injury to Anthony Fulminker. But there is a penalty to the Western Province with about a minute to go in this game. So Darren Daniel asks, is it over? So no, it's not over yet. But I would guess that the Western Province, after play resume, will go for the penalty kick at goal and eat up that last minute and a half. Barry says, I'm pumped up for the Bulls game, ready for it. So, yeah, we'll wait and see. I don't think there's any way for the Sharks to win this unless things go terribly wrong and Cornell Smith maybe kicks this ball up against the post and he bounces back off and the Sharks can attack from there. But I doubt that it will be the case. So they are taking some time here with the injured player and hopefully he'll be okay after that. But just looking at the match stats so far, 10 handling errors from both teams. The Western Province turnover conceded 2. Penalties conceded 9 to the Western Province, 8 to the Sharks. Tackles made 65 by the Western Province, 57 by the Sharks. Tackles missed 6 by the Western Province, 4 by the Sharks. Lineouts were secured by the Sharks, 10 out of 10 and 11 out of 12 by the Western Province. Liam Carlson says, Fat Lady has not sung yet. And then Andre Duke says, hi, Guru, sorry, Khani Bulls, Leinster 8 Yes, I will be doing it, Andre. Definitely. Darren Daniel is the penalty for that or out. Far out. No, it's just outside the 22, roughly about 10 meters from the left-hand touchline. And then Johannes Payne says, Bulls versus Stormers final. So we'll see if that's going to be the case. So they are taking some major time here with this injury at the moment to Anthony Fulmink. But safety first there. So we will have a minute and a half left when play resume after this. So just waiting patiently for that now. Still a minute and a half left in this game, but it's a penalty to the Western Province, about 10 meters out from the left-hand side of the field, just outside of the 22-meter line. So still an opportunity somehow for the Sharks if things go terribly wrong from a possible penalty kick coming up for the Western Province here. How madness would that be if the Sharks can still pull this one off? Right, so they're almost done with this, and gameplay will resume real shortly. So the Pumas versus the Griquas up next after this one, and yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to have any time to left before we have to switch over to that game as well in just about 5 minutes' time. So hopefully this game will end up in the next minute and a half. Eric Davison says, excellent lads and lasses, a mix of both fans and no crude in this chat. Yep, I'm drinking and you should too. Guru done great. All the players' names he knows and he knows the way it's going. Thanks, Eric, for that one. Really appreciate it as well. Like I said, as long as you guys enjoy it, I will continue. So in fact, it's not a penalty to the Western Province. In fact, it's going to be a scrum down to the Western Province right on the 22-meter line. So let's see what's going to happen with this one. Bobby Alexander to feed this one in for the Western Province. A minute left in this game. Now Bobby Alexander, Cornell Smith gets it up over the 22-meter line. About 15 meters out from the try line now. Bobby Alexander again waiting for it. Tries to dart on his own. Still waiting for it. Another penalty advantage. This time it's a penalty advantage to the Western Province. And that will definitely wrap it up with 30 seconds to go in this game. Bobby Alexander just waiting for it. Now gets it out to the forwards, just setting it up nicely. Bobby Alexander again. Now it comes out. Just setting it up as the Western Province, 15 meters out from the try line. Jared Taylor takes it up. And here's the penalty to the Western Province with 15 seconds left in this game. Barry asked, what would happen if the Sharks draw? Would there be a chance for a playoff? Yes, they would, but that's not going to be the case today, Barry. So time is up on the clock, and Tristan Lates is going to have a shot at, or Cornell Smith is going to have a shot at goal here. So they're just playing down a minute here, but Cornell Smith is going to have a shot at goal. And if this hits the upright, then the Sharks still have a chance to win it. But I'm thinking that he's going to hook this completely into the stands. Who knows? Let's see what's going to happen. Liam Carlson says, really enjoy the commentary and comments. Make me feel at home. Or is it the whiskey? Unlucky for the Sharks, but all the best for the Western Province. So, yeah, let's see what Cornell Smith can do with this one. He's going to have the kick, and that one is going to go over as well. So 28 points to 21. And the Western Province have pulled it off and knocked the Sharks out of the Currie Cup for the first time in many years. Barry says, bright side, Sharks get a losing point. Will that help, Guru? No, it won't. So the Sharks are out of the Currie Cup. They're out of the URC, as well as the Western Province out of the Currie Cup. But they've got the Stormers in the semi-final tomorrow as well, and hopefully sets up a final the week after. But as far as this game goes, the Sharks lose 28 to 21, and both these two teams are out of the running for the Currie Cup. And thank you guys for tuning in. We will be here just after the break for the Pumas versus the Griquas. Until next time, guys, cheers for now.